Is there anything more Aussie than an arvo at the pub with a palmy in one hand and a pint in the other?
Delicious, except I have Palmer's. Carlos, we've been through this. Secondly, that humble pastime, it could soon become an unattainable luxury, say it ain't so. One Sydney pub owner saying the classic combo could soon cost up to $60.
Get out of town.
And Brian McGettigan joins us live now in the studio. Brian, $60 for a Palmer?
Yeah, that's right, Sarah. Prices are getting pretty steep for the average punter out there, and it's only getting worse, I think, in the shorter term. Look, there's a combination of factors that have come into play here. Everything from input prices and inflation to lots and lots of taxes being put on the pub owner, and also you're seeing energy prices get really high, and business insurance costs at the same time are combining to make this really, really, really unaffordable for most Australians to go into a pub.
So I've got the Sunshine Coast Surf Lifesaving Club does a great palmy, and it's called the Carlos. So, but
there had to be a reason behind it, right,
expensive.
Brian?
Sounds amazing.
It's expensive, but does deliver. But the cost of them has been steadily rising for a long time. At some point, people are just not going to buy them.
Yeah, that's the thing, unfortunately, Carl and Sarah, and that's what we don't want to see. Us in the industry want to see a thriving, happy industry where everyone can go out and enjoy a reasonably priced meal. But with all these input costs rising and the owners facing so much pressure, especially the smaller individual independent operators, they're finding so much pressure, Carl and Sarah, with these costs combining at a time where people are facing higher rents and higher mortgages and going out less and less. So it really is a thing.
It's such a staple, though, when you go to any pub, you know, whether it's the one that Carl goes to that's called the Carlos, or anywhere in this country, right? I mean, that's the one thing that I always gravitate towards. But we also see Palmers on special nights, like a Tuesday Palmer special.
Yes.
Is that likely to stay? Will that be the saving grace potentially?
Yeah, look, Carl and Sarah, a lot of the pub operators will keep these specials going through midweek because it's just so hard to get
people in.
People in, right? Like the start of the week is very hard. So you see your Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday night specials. However, that's heavily discounting those items. So the gross profit margin on those items is not necessarily there, but it is putting bums on seats. And if they do buy 1 or 2 pints or a glass of wine or a cocktail, great.
I can't believe the price of even a beer. Right? You know, if you go to a pub now, and in some places it's $15 plus.
Correct.
For a beer. I know that fluctuates according to the pub. If you said that in the country, they get run out of town. Correct. But in the city, $15 for a pint of beer.
Yeah, it's really
schooner.
It's really out of this world. Just what you're paying now when you do go to these venues.
So what are the venues going to do then? And what's the messaging here?
Yeah, look, I believe the venues should all get together and really get an industry voice. The Australian Hotels Association are great, but really put pressure on the government to come to the party and say, look, our excise tax is the 3rd highest in the world. So that's our tax on beer and spirits. Yeah. Let's look at excise tax. Let's put a cap on energy prices, OK? Because without doing this, these prices, unfortunately, these owners have to pass them along the line, and they don't want to. They want to have a full pub every night of the week, but they have to pass these price increases on. It's not just food costs or inflation, that's everyday issues. But if they're really at a government level where the state bodies can really put pressure on the government and say, hey, can we discuss this?
They pause that excise rather for a short period. It needs to be more long-term, doesn't it?
Yeah, they have, and they have to really review that.
All right, good to talk to you, mate. That was very bleak news on a Monday morning, $60.
Thanks for having me on, but go Queensland. That's better news this Wednesday, OK?
Oh, stop it. Oh, look, you've won him back over, honestly. Separate you two, go on. Get out of here, Brian.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, mate.
All right, off you go, champion. Just make your own way out. He can do whatever he wants. He's a Queenslander. It's one of the